All right, this is a video for 5.7, writing equations in slope-intercept form. Okay, so here it says read chapter 5.7. You need to do that. I'm going to go ahead and help you with this, but I would recommend reading that and trying to answer these from the notes before even watching this. I may go kind of fast through this. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, as we know, and b is the y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept is where x equals 0. So b, remember, we could write that as a point, which would be 0, comma, b. And b represents the y value when x equals 0. What information do we need in order to write an equation? Well, we need slope and y-intercept. How can you find the slope given 2 points? So let's say we have 2 points, but they didn't tell us what the slope is. Well, we use the formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. X2 minus x1. Okay, so that's the slope formula. So if I have 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2, any 2 points, I can find the slope between those 2 points. How do you find the y-intercept? Okay, so in order to find the y-intercept, you can look at the graph if you have a graph, or you can plug in x and y and m to y equals mx plus b, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Why is slope-intercept useful? Easy to graph. Okay, when we have slope-intercept form, it's very easy to graph, and you'll see that later on. So it says write the equation of the line that goes through the point 0, 3, and -2, -3 in slope-intercept form. So in order to do slope-intercept form, I need the slope and the y-intercept. So I need to find the slope here. So I'm going to say this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to say -3 minus 3 over -2 minus 0. -3 minus 3 is -6. -2 minus 0 is -2. -6 divided by -2 is 3. So my slope is 3. So y equals 3x. Okay, now what's my b? Well, remember, my y-intercept is when x equals 0. So if you look at it, this is my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is 3. So I have my equation, y equals, I'm going to move this down here, y equals 3x plus 3. Okay? Now, what if I didn't give you the y-intercept? What if this point was not the y-intercept? I'm going to show you how to find the y-intercept. So the first thing you would do is you would still find your slope, okay, which we did. So our slope is not changing. Our slope is still 3. Once you have your slope, you're going to, like I said up here, you're going to plug in x and y and m to this, and you're going to solve for b. Okay, so what is my y? I'm going to use this point here. So my y value, I'm going to plug in for y, is -3, equals m, what's my m? 3, times, what is my x? My x is -2, plus b. So I plugged in my y, my m, and my x. Okay, I used this point. You can use either point as long as you have already found your slope. And I'm going to solve for b. So -3 equals -6 plus b. And then I add 6 to both sides to solve for b. And I get 3 equals b. So this is how you can find your y-intercept using slope-intercept form. Okay? All right, now let's look how to graph a line using slope-intercept form. Okay, so what is slope-intercept form? mx plus b. So what is my m here? My m is 1/3. My b is +2. Make sure you always look at the sign in front. Okay, always look at the sign in front. If that's a -2, then my b is -2. So I'm going to first plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. So b is 2, that's right here. So I'm going to plot the y-intercept. Then I'm going to use rise and run to plot more points. Okay, this is a linear function. We know it should be a straight line. So remember, slope is rise over run. So my slope here is 1 over 3. So that means I'm going to go up 1 over 3. So this is my next point. And I'm going to do it again. Up 1 over 3. Now, that's as far as I can go over here. I'm going to get off the graph if I keep going. But that doesn't mean I can't go this way. Okay, this is a positive slope, so it should be going up from left to right. Well, I could also go down 1 and left 3. That is the same as going up and right. Down and left, look, up and right is still going to be a positive slope. Just like down and left is also a positive slope. So it doesn't matter. You just have to make sure that when you connect the points, it's actually going to be a positive slope. So I can't go up and left, or I can't go down and right. That would be a negative slope. Let me go one more time. Down 1 over 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I use a straight edge and make a line. Remember, your line does not just go from one point to the other. It goes through the points, okay, and then there's arrows on the end of this. Okay? All right, the next one. Okay, so this is in standard form. So I need to solve for y. Okay, so 2/3 x plus y equals 2. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 x minus 2/3 x. So y equals 2 minus 2/3 x. Now this is interesting because I have the x back here, but my y is still by itself. So this is the same as negative 2/3 x plus 2. You need to understand that these are the same thing. They're equal. Okay? So what is my m? My m is negative 2/3 and my b is positive 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot my 2 on my y-axis. That's my y-intercept. And then I'm going to rise. Well, now here my slope is negative. So that means my line needs to be going this way. So I'm going to go down 2 and over 3 this way. Down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. Or I can go up 2 and over 3 this way. Up 2 over 3. And then make my line. And if those don't form a straight line, okay, we know it's a linear function. If those don't form a straight line, then something's wrong. Okay, and this also needs an arrow. Okay, so that's how you use slope-intercept form. That's how you use the slope and the y-intercept to graph a line. Always check and see if your line is going in the correct direction. It's a negative slope, so it's going down. All right, so that's how you use slope-intercept form. And now you can do your practice problems. Good luck.